YouTube? Welcome back to a short little video. Someone just asked a question on Reddit about how they should hold their slide, and they have some pictures of how they hold it currently. And to be clear, there's not like a one single answer of this is the way you should hold your slide. If you watch my videos, you'll know that I hold kind of teacup grip, just my pointer finger, my thumb, right near the bottom tube. And the rest of my fingers are just kind of not even really resting on this top tube. I used to hold this slide 2 and 2, so I had 2 fingers on top, 2 fingers on bottom. I see pros do all sorts of different ways. I've seen putting the fingers below. There's lots of different ways to hold a slide. One thing you'll notice that, again, does not reign supreme, not everybody does this, and you don't have to do this, is that most people hold towards the bottom tube, kind of right on, usually where there's a brace right here where the grip sockets in. On this particular slide, that's not there, but a lot of people hold right there. Why would you do that? Kind of doesn't make sense, right? If you think about it, you know, your mouth is aligned with the top tube, so why do we not hold by the top tube? That seems to make sense. The slide is also largely symmetrical, so why not hold in the middle, right in the middle of the brace? That also seems to make sense. I thought about this for a long time because I don't think a ton about my slide grip. After I moved to this, I've stayed very consistent to that for a very long time. But I've been like, why do we hold it towards the bottom of the tube? That just doesn't intrinsically, at a glance, make sense. But if you think about it for just a second, it does. And that's because that's where our left hand holds the slide. If we held the slide here and we played like this, it would actually make a lot of sense to hold near the top of the tube, because that is actually the axis in which we're moving. If we hold near the bottom tube, which most of us do, the axis in which our arms are moving against each other is the same. We don't really have to worry about that. If we move our grip to the top tube like this, we're moving in the direction of the slide, but there's also a diagonal part of it as well, where we're holding by the bottom tube, but also by the top tube. And so we're trying to move the horn in 2 different directions at the same time. We want to simplify, want to use as little muscle as possible, all those sorts of things. And so most people just end up holding by the bottom tube. It's just what makes sense. We're only working in one axis that way. Most of the grip is around that bottom tube. And that way, when we move the slide, we're mainly just moving it in and out instead of up and down by fighting that natural tendency. So if you're ever confused about it and you're thinking about your slide grip, I would aim towards where your hand is holding the instrument. Maybe your hand is literally in the middle of the slide, and if that's true, maybe you hold in the middle of the grip. But I would aim towards bottom of that tube. That's all I got time for now. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.